Hey traders and investors, it's Miami Option with your stock market recap for Monday, March 8th, 2021. And the market is moving a lot higher. Although there's a lot of weakness in the market, yes, certain sectors that are down, and but overall it's higher. Um, don't come in here trying to short the market and see if you can capitalize on any weakness, because when you try to short the market, and it's going to hand you a significant loss. So you need to take your time for your entries and your exits. If you're going to go long term, if you're a long term investor, you need to look at stocks that are beaten down when they do sell off. Last week you did have some weakness in the market, and let's look at a 5 day. These this right here on Thursday, we had like a sell off, then it bounced up at the end, and on Friday he had a sell off, then a complete rally, you know, in the market. When you see where there's weakness and there's a lot of strength, because people are constantly buying the dip. They see weak, they see stocks that are um, beaten down, and they completely buy each downward momentum, and it's all to the upside. So if you're trading, you need to pick your entries, where you need to come in at, and where you need to exit. And there's a lot of names like Rocket Mortgage. Like I told you guys, now it's back at that 24, 25 area where they initially mentioned that they're going to pay a dividend. And today they're paying, if you held before the initial date, you're getting paid a dividend, 1.11 cents. So a lot of people came in and they bought it here, and it rallied and they sold. So I believe there's a lot of upside. The reason why being what I'm telling you guys, I for myself, not advising anyone else, why I would be purchasing Rocket Mortgage around this area, because this was an area of resistance, and it went through that area with a lot of volume. And so for the future, even if it comes at the area like around $17 where there is some support, I would still be buying, because they're paying you to hold it. And Rocket Mortgage, a lot of what they do, given like mortgages um, that are coming out, it's a new way of lending. So going forward, I believe they have like a bright future. Yes, they might have other companies that might give them some challenges. However, 5 years from now, if you hold this stock for 5 years and you go for the long term and you capitalize while each quarter you're getting paid a dividend from this stock, it'll be beneficial. Now let's look at some other stock, JMIA, that has come down from 69. This is a good area where we can find some support, even if it comes down to 19. This is a good area where it can bounce back. Let's look at our Zoom. A lot of tech names are very weak today. Even Zoom has taken a real beating over the past 6 months. Let's look at a 2 year. Yeah, so yeah, even if it comes down to 242, still it'll be halfway, more than halfway from where it began in 20 2019, where it was at 519. So a lot of people are using Zoom conference call, and I think this is a way a lot of companies are saving on realty space. They don't have to use any kind of commercial property. They're saving people are working at home and still getting a much more done with less expenses. And I think the future is a lot of people will have conference calls. A lot of schools is going to try to adapt a new model where they accommodate people from home, students from home, a lot of things, even clinics, hospitals are having more conference. No no contact with their patients and even their customers. They're doing everything through Zoom and other platforms similar to Zoom. If and we'll see if they introduce any new product into the future. But for me, I would be a definite buyer of Zoom when if it gets real beaten down and people think that it's going to end because a lot of the COVID restrictions are being lifted at this time. You have to look at when names are beaten down and people aren't really looking at them and they're not really attractive to investors, to traders. That's the time you need to be looking at these particular stocks that's going to be here for the long term. And as people, when you have a name that a lot of people are mentioning and it's on fire, that's the time you need to be selling or like cutting back your position on those particular stocks because everyone is jumping on a band wagon. You need to when everyone is jumping off and saying that it's they don't like it, it's beaten down, and that's when you need to be scaling into those particular stocks. All right, traders, it's Miami Option with your stock market recap for Monday, March 8th, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.